The entire cast of Beverly Hills 90210 will return this fall for another season of brand new episodes. In the meantime, are you ready for a summer fling?
I love you.
Don't call me again, ever.
Melrose style?
You pushed me into an affair so you could steal my husband.
It's an all-new season of guilty pleasures.
Oh, yeah?
All summer long.
So are you going to give me a hug?
Josie Bissett returns to Melrose Place.
Oh, Jane, thank God.
Michael, whose stuff is this?
All new episodes begin this summer on Fox.
This is crazy.
We're your Fox in Oklahoma City, Fox 25.
This is the 9 o'clock news hour.
Cherokee tribal leaders tell the government to back off, and Edmond's controversial cross is a concrete reality.
Good evening, I'm Kirsten McIntyre.
And I'm Jack Bowen. Topping our news tonight, a telecommunications satellite lost in space. That means millions of people finding themselves disconnected. Everything from pagers to the programs we bring you every night are affected. Fox 25's Katrina Hager begins our team coverage with a look at the Oklahoma impact.
PageNet is only one of many companies nationwide whose paging service is being interrupted by yesterday's satellite malfunction.
It was nonstop, one call after another. The customers pretty much knew what was going on through the various medias that they'd talked to, but they were calling us for reassurance to find out what we were doing as a company and when we were going to bring it back up.
Late yesterday afternoon, the Galaxy 4 satellite began to spin out of control, losing contact with Earth and leaving more than 40 million Americans out of contact with each other. Locally, more than 250,000 Oklahomans have been affected by the glitch.
This is a big weekend for the distributors, beverage distributors, being Memorial Day, and they're being impacted greatly because a great deal of their sales come at this time of year. So it's things I wasn't really thinking about, but we're getting calls from those people saying, help, please.
And it is not only affecting paging companies, it is also having a tremendous effect on many television and radio stations across the country who depend on the satellite to bring you programming every day. KGOU Radio is being forced to air pre-recorded programs from its network national public radio service.
Normally, we have 8 incoming audio channels, and so usually on a usual day, we are able to switch from one program to another program to another program on each of these incoming channels. Now we're down to 1 channel on the telephone.
And until communication is reestablished, KGOU won't be live but on tape. And in this day of high-tech communication, this mega satellite glitch has many around the country and here at home communicating the old-fashioned way, by picking up a telephone. In Norman, Katrina Hager, Fox 25 News.
And we're told it'll take at least 6 days to get everything back to normal.
And in a related story, people like those in the emergency management field have resorted to backup plans. Fox 25's Jessica Willie joins us live from our satellite control center with more. And Jessica, is Galaxy 4 the cause of their problems?
Indeed it is, Kirsten. This is what Galaxy 4 looks like right now, and some of those people affected by its malfunction are emergency and medical crews right here in Oklahoma City. But we found out, despite the inconvenience, they've got us covered.
We depend on them to come to our rescue in an emergency. But what happens when one of their forms of communication is down? That's the sound some of Oklahoma City's police teams haven't heard since yesterday. Galaxy 4 satellite stopped transmitting. It rotated out of position, causing pager problems nationwide.
Nothing to be alarmed about as far as we're concerned.
But Lieutenant Stan Van Noort, Oklahoma City's 911 supervisor, isn't panicking.
The unique thing with the police department is we've got a built-in backup. We have police radios. And of course, the officers out in the field with police radios can be called immediately for a TAC team call out, whether the pagers are working or not. And in addition to that, we have the MDTs, which is the computer in the cars.
And if all else fails, it's back to the phone. Besides, only officers on the statewide paging system are affected.
But like most emergency and medical crews affected, here at University Hospital, they're using Plan B.
That's right, Plan B, before pagers.
Gay Connor says the hospital staff has reverted to how life was before pagers. They're using the old on-call system with telephones and overhead PAs. She says the satellite problem is nothing to be alarmed about. It's just an inconvenience.
Obviously, the quality of care hasn't been compromised because we do have backup plans.
Now, we also checked with EMSA. Its staff isn't affected because they are on a different satellite system. And it seems many people are just chalking it up to one of those things that technology is great when it works. But Kirsten, they have backup plans just in case.
Thank you, Jessica. And here's a quick recap on what's happening with the down Galaxy 4. 40 million people nationwide are being affected. 250,000 Oklahomans are without service due to the Galaxy problems. It's estimated to take another 6 days before another satellite can be in orbit to take over for the failed system. And finally, emergency crews and patients on donor lists are being asked to use cell phones until the system is operational.
In other news, in the Shane Kaufman murder case, Don Gelson has been formally sentenced to death. Shane Kaufman's body was found in a freezer months after he died. Police say Gelson beat the 8-year-old son of his former girlfriend to death. The judge also gave Gelson 2 life sentences for hurting Shane's siblings. And Bertha Jean Kaufman, the boy's mother, pled guilty and is scheduled to be sentenced next week. A man accused of shooting an egret is being fined by the city of Bethany and the federal government, and some animal rights activists are glad.
I hope that Dwight Stegman gets fined for taking the law into his own hands.
Dwight Stegman denies intentionally shooting the bird. He says he was working on a friend's gun when it accidentally went off. The city of Bethany got a permit to shoot some of the birds last month, but stopped after animal rights activists complained.
With classes out for the summer, Edmond schools are moving forward with their cleanup plans. Some of the worst areas of mold at Haskell Elementary School have been covered up until cleanup begins. School officials say the worst of the molding areas will be targeted first. The $1 million cleanup is scheduled to be near completion once school resumes in late August. The Edmond Cross is one step closer to being finished tonight. Concrete sections of the 137-foot cross have been poured and are being left to set overnight. It's part of Metro Church's $4 million expansion project that includes a training center and prayer chapel.
Cherokee Chief Joe Byrd is answering accusations tonight that he's mishandling tribal funds. Some tribal members say Byrd has laid off workers as a way to get rid of political enemies, but the chief says that's not true.
It's enemies.
I don't play political games when you're dealing with people's lives, when you're dealing with people's welfare.
Congressman Tom Coburn, though, has called for an independent trustee to manage the tribe's spending of federal money. Big changes in store for the state's poultry farmers today. Governor Keating signed that poultry bill that'll enforce hefty fines and more restrictions for chicken farmers. The poultry industry says the new restrictions will cost thousands of dollars in operating costs. Keating, though, says the bill will help protect farmland and the state's rivers from poultry waste.
Tulsa emergency crews rushed to help hundreds of people in a mock disaster drill today. The drill began this morning with a simulated tornado touching down. The crews battled real smoke, but all the injuries, evacuations, and road closings were staged. The emergency crews will evaluate today's drill for training purposes.
Local law enforcement agencies are asking Oklahomans to please buckle up. It's all part of Buckle Up America, a week that runs through May 31st. Law agencies are putting up posters, setting up child safety checkpoints to stress the importance of strapping yourself in before you take off. Oklahoma's number of fatalities has decreased 15% since the primary seatbelt law went into effect last November. Lots more on the way on the 9 o'clock news.
I'm Phyllis Williams. The controversy over these curbside mailboxes may be over.
Also, thousands of millionaire wannabes are just minutes away from finding out if they've got the lucky ticket. Tim?
Are there any other showers left out there, surprise or otherwise? Well, we'll find out tonight, but I don't think so. My forecast is for hazy conditions to continue. 66 for the low, another very warm, humid, hazy day tomorrow, and maybe some bonus showers thrown in for good measure. We'll talk details and specifics a little later in the newscast.
Morgan Buildings and Spas takes on the competition at every chance and always comes out on top. This week, all factory direct buildings are unbeatably priced, 20 to 35% off. Home storage from $5.95 with payments from $35. Large barns, garages, and offices from $69 monthly. Morgan Spas beats them all with prices from only $19.95. Family-size spas from $29.95. Neighborhood-size spas from $34.95. So come to Morgan this week for spas and buildings that can't be beat.
It's rough out here on the road, and it gets pretty lonely. Seems like this old rig's the only friend I got. But I know I gotta get this stuff to the Best Buy Memorial Day sale.
10-4, hitting a pit stop for one last fill.
Trucker folk ain't always cordial. But when we take our low prices even lower, they know I'm serious.
Best Buy's Memorial Day sale starts Thursday, ends Monday.
Breaker 19 hammering down the home 20 with a wagon full of markdowns.
When was the last time you saw something really amazing?
That's amazing? That is amazing. Definitely amazing.
Flexon, the most flexible metal frame you've ever seen. The most comfortable frame you've ever worn. Flexon by Marchand.
At Sam's Optical, when you pick out your Flexon frames, you'll also be amazed at our speedy service. Most glasses are ready in about an hour. Plus, Sam's Optical staff will amaze you with their friendly, courteous service. Sam's Optical now serving you from 2 locations.
The Quilted Northern Quilters.
First day? Yes, I'm really nervous.
Don't worry, doll. Just keep quilting.
Because that's what makes Quilted Northern so absorbent. Absorbent? I thought it was quilted to be pretty. It's quilted to create thousands of quilted places for moisture to go.
Not like those flat as a pancake sheets made down the street. All that absorbency leaves you feeling clean.
Nice job, dear. Thanks.
Quilted Northern, quilted to absorb.
The 9 o'clock news hour with Jack Bowen, Kirsten McIntyre, meteorologist Tim Ross's weather, and sports with Mike Steely.
Oklahoma lawmakers are claiming victory tonight on an issue that's had the Postal Service and Metro residents splitting hairs. We're talking about the stink over those curbside mailboxes. Fox 25's Phyllis Williams is in the newsroom with more. Phyllis, what happened?
Well, Jack, lawmakers say the Postal Service has agreed to stop curbside expansion, basically those gray mailboxes on the street. A spokesperson for the group, Return to Sender, says this victory means the system still works for the people.
Stand up and you don't have to sit back and allow other people to tell you what you can or cannot do. And I think overall it does a wonderful thing for our neighborhoods. It maintains the integrity. It allows the redevelopment efforts to continue.
The gray curbside mailboxes kept folks at odds with the Postal Service for nearly a year until today. 2 state lawmakers met earlier with local and national officials of the Postal Service who agreed to listen to residents' concerns before installing the curbside boxes.
They send out notices that they're considering putting curbside mailboxes in your neighborhood, and what people need to do is to respond back that they do or do not want those. And then if it is the way it's operated in other neighborhoods, my own in particular, majority rules.
Ultimately, Blackburn says they want to be able to remove these curbside mailboxes from neighborhoods where folks didn't want them. Last year, the U.S. Postal Service said the boxes are an insurance policy against dog bites. Sonia Doolin in August.
We have a lot of areas in the city where they have unrestrained animals which are attacking our letter carrier.
It's really important that we maintain the momentum about educating citizens about the responsibilities as dog owners and make sure that this is not a threat to the postal workers, because ultimately it's a threat to the citizens of the neighborhoods as well if the post office carriers are not safe by dogs.
Now, we placed several calls to the postmaster today in response to the curbside mailbox issue. Unfortunately, we kept missing each other. Meanwhile, Jack, the citizens group Return to Sender plans to continue their efforts to work on concerns with the Postal Service.
Boy, they got results. Thanks, Phyllis. Kirsten.
In national news tonight, President Clinton is enlisting the help of a star athlete to help get his anti-tobacco message across to kids. Olympic figure skater Tara Lipinski joined the president at a White House ceremony today to support tobacco legislation. Today, the Senate voted down a plan to raise cigarette prices by $1.50 a pack. Chelsea Clinton is out of the hospital tonight and recovering from flu symptoms. She was sick at her stomach overnight. White House officials say the president's 18-year-old daughter is feeling much better today.
Folks in 20 states scrambling tonight to buy tickets for the nation's biggest lottery jackpot ever. People are crossing state lines and waiting in long lines for a chance at tonight's Powerball drawing worth $175 million, about 45 minutes away. The odds of winning, 80 million to 1. And maybe some of the winnings will be paid with new $20 bills. The new design for the bill was unveiled today. It's got anti-counterfeiting features like ink that changes color when tilted and a larger picture of Andrew Jackson. The new 20 should be in circulation for you next fall.
And in world news, the Speaker of the Indonesian Parliament says if President Suharto does not step down by Friday, impeachment proceedings will begin. In the latest episode of anti-government protest, thousands of students broke into the Parliament building.
All of us entered together and experienced how comfortable sitting in a parliamentarian seat is. That's why Suharto doesn't want to step down. It's so comfortable while they don't pay attention to the suffering of the small people.
500 people died during protests last week. In Bangladesh, thousands of fishermen are lost at sea tonight after a deadly storm. 10 people were killed in the storm and 300,000 others have been evacuated. And a tidal surge is now expected to hit the area.
Firefighting and safety equipment from the U.S. is on its way to Mexico tonight. It's part of a $5 million program to help stop those fires raging through Mexico and Central America. Smoke from the fires, of course, has affected air quality here in Oklahoma and other parts of the country. More than 1 million acres have burned so far.
Well, just ahead on the 9 o'clock news hour, at some point it affects every woman, but there's a lot that's unknown about it. Just ahead, a health report you won't want to miss. Plus, Tim's here with your weather. Tim.
Hey, those showers we got today, consider those babies some bonus showers from Mom Nature. We think of it that way here in the Weather Center. All kinds to talk about here next. Right now, Mr. Tim Stripcast.
Now's the time to buy with 0.9. It's the fast track to big savings. I'm ready for the fast track. I'm talking about the fast track to great deals like a 98 Taurus, only $17,299 and 0.9. That's a fast way to be a winner. The race is on for a new Ranger at only $12,299 and 0.9. Oh, I can't wait to get in the big race. Now, would that be a loose nut behind the wheel or what? Listen, I want you to remember, nobody's going to beat our price. Not now, not ever.
For the name you trust and the taste they love, just whistle.
Still ahead, he's the ruler of the roller coasters now, but he didn't start out that way. Hear the success story that was made in Oklahoma. Plus, find out why Carol Channing's husband is saying goodbye, Dolly.
I knew this would happen.
There's only one package left.
An innocent housewife trapped in her own home. She tried to keep the Pillsbury toaster strudel with cream cheese and strawberry a secret.
I know you have it, James.
She failed. The warm, flaky crust, the real cream cheese, the do-it-yourself icing.
I should have just given them Pop-Tarts.
She underestimated the power cream cheese has over people.
Get your own.
They're in your grocer's freezer.
H&H Marine and Yamaha say the future has arrived and it's bullet fast. See the new Wave Runner XL 1200 3-seater exclusively at H&H Marine. 135 heart-pounding horses delivers unmatched acceleration. That's why the XL 1200 was voted 1998 Watercraft of the Year. H&H Marine has 7 models of water vehicles with excellent financing rates on everything from Yamaha's Wave Raider to World Champion GP 1200. See H&H Marine today, where we've been selling fun since '71.
Tim Ross's weather is brought to you by Johnson's of Kingfisher.
Hi, I'm Chief Ryer with the Harrah Police Department. We're out here promoting ABC Week along with Buckle Up America Week. We just have one question to ask. Hey, Tim, how's the weather?
Oh, well, you got folks like that as the finest of Harrah. You know the weather doesn't matter. I mean, everything's just good shape down there. We're glad to have you fellers on there toward Also down that way towards Shawnee, Luis and Alan and Shawnee. They didn't give me last name, but I come to know that they think quite a bit of this particular newscast, which again shows all those people in Shawnee are pretty classy people. But we appreciate Louise and Alan down there in Shawnee. I'm glad they're watching tonight. 77 degrees of temperature out there right now. The only thing higher than the temperature is the humidity. I mean, it's like taking a bath in the atmosphere out there. It is some kind of sweltering and not going to get much cooler tonight. High temperature did get up to 89. That despite some bonus showers earlier today from Mom Nature. 80 is the average, up to 89 for the high today. Woo, those showers sure put some moisture in the air. Nothing's changed. There's still a wiggling old cold front up in northern Kansas. Low pressure right here. Moisture streaming up from all over the place. This moisture just, I mean, it's socked in the atmosphere. If we had a bunch of cool air come over the top of this, we'd have some big storms. But right now, it's warm all the way to the top of the sky and halfway to the moon, so nothing's going to happen in a big way. Well, we did have one little cluster of showers go through earlier today, but we have cleared out tonight. A lot of clouds around the state, but you can see precious few showers out there, so not much is going to happen. There might be a squirt on the dirt here or there tomorrow, but there won't be much more than that. Probably won't get the bonus showers that we got today. Temperatures will be in the 60s tonight, in some cases in the 70s. It will be a sweltering night. Fire up the fan, hit the AC. Temperatures tomorrow, much like what we had today. In some cases, a little warmer. The showers cooled things down for a bit, but it came storming back. Temperatures well up in the 90s tomorrow. Had 101 degrees in Altus this afternoon down the southwest. They can certainly hit that again tomorrow. The official forecast then tonight for Oklahoma City proper, 66 for the overnight low, much like last night. I'm saying mighty muggy, and I don't know if you've noticed, it's going to be buggy out there too. Boy, I came home to my porch last night, I crunched all the way to the door. Crunch, crunch. The June bugs just all over the place. Glad we had all those toads on the front porch chewing them up. 92 degrees the expected high tomorrow. Humidity to match. I'm betting you'll be sweating tomorrow with the south breeze about 10-15. Not going to have much cool down effect there. 90 the expected high on Friday. Temperatures do moderate somewhat for the weekend, but still kind of hot and sticky. There will be a slight chance of showers Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. I'd think the best chance would be Friday night into Saturday. We'll just have to watch it carefully because, in fact, it is the big holiday weekend. Hey, you can hear me all day long, especially in the morning with Lynn Wagner on KKNG, King Country, 93.3 on your FM dial. I'm their new weather guy.
And we just learned a new weather term, bonus showers. Bonus meteorological, boy.
And that means?
That's those showers we didn't really know were coming, but since it's been so doggone dry, we'll take anyway. Bonus showers.
Thank you, Tim. And Mike's here now with a little baseball. Mike.
Got a lot of baseball coming up, headlining sports. OU and OSU getting ready for regional action. We'll hear from OU coach Larry Koshel and Mike Holt covering the Cowboys in Wichita, Kansas. A former O-State coach is back in the baseball business. Gary Ward will be named the new head coach at NEO Junior College, Miami, later this week. Now, Ward led the Cowboy program to 17 Big 8 championships in 19 years and several appearances in the College World Series. He resigned 2 years ago, of course, due to complications from a bad back. And the Women's College World Series is all set to start tomorrow. We'll have a preview of the Cowgirls matchup with #1 Arizona. All that later in sports.
See you later, Mike. Kirsten up next with medical breakthroughs. Find out what to do when hot flashes and mood swings seem to rule your day, plus new clues in the fight against alcoholism.
Thinking about Dodge conversion vans? Think Johnson's a Kingfisher. Hi, I'm John Johnson. We're celebrating our 16th annual Memorial Week sale. This is our biggest event of the year. All new and used cars, trucks, and vans are drastically reduced. Huge factory cash incentives plus low interest rates make this the best time to buy. We have a great selection of conversion vans by Elk, Legend, and Mark III, featuring this extra nice conversion by Imperial at only $18,988. Do yourself a favor. Shop Johnson's a Kingfisher, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep during our Memorial Week sale. Just a short drive from high prices.
Thursday, join Puff Daddy, Celine Dion, Patti LaBelle, Will Smith, Chaka Khan, Michael Bolton, Whitney Houston, SWV, Lisa Nicole Carson, Mariah Carey, Chris Rock, plus a rare performance by the artist, hosted by Vivica Fox, Eric LaSalle, and Lynn Whitfield.
Thursday at 7 on your Fox in Oklahoma City, Fox 25.
Rest and relaxation.
I'm a little hot in these clothes, aren't you?
I'm sweating like the pig that knows he's dinner. Tomorrow at 6:30 on your Fox in Oklahoma City, Fox 25.
You'll find top brand savings in every department right now at Circuit City. All camcorders $4.99 and up, big screen TVs and hi-fi stereo VCRs are on sale. All appliances, home audio, and cordless phones are on sale too. This 4-head VCR is just $99.99. Save $50 on this RCA 8mm camcorder, just $399.99. And get free delivery on all appliances $3.99 and up. Like this Whirlpool 18 cubic foot refrigerator, just $529.99. Now at Circuit City.
It's bigger than the NFL. It's bigger than the NBA. Auto racing, the fastest growing sport in the world. And it's here every Friday night at State Fair Speedway. It's factory stocks and modifieds on the quarter-mile track. It's pro stocks and super sprints on the half-mile. This is racing, and it's captivating audiences throughout America. Gates open at 5 and the green flag drops at 7 every Friday night at State Fair Speedway. Get your tickets now at all OK ticket outlets or at the gate. And be a part of the fastest growing sport in the world. Friday night racing at State Fair Speedway.
At Mathis Brothers, we're extremely excited about this year's Zoo Friends membership drive.
Thousands of families take advantage of this tremendous offer each year.
Come to Mathis Brothers, 3434 West Reno, and you can purchase a $50 family membership for only $40.
Plus, receive this raccoon or this jewelry box as our free gift in support of the drive.
Buy one for your family or as a gift, with discounts available on individual memberships as well.
During the Zoo Friends membership drive, only at Oklahoma's #1 furniture store, Mathis Brothers.
In tonight's Medical Breakthroughs, a special story about a topic all women eventually experience, but few really like to talk about: menopause. What are the symptoms and treatment options? We answer those questions tonight as we explain what happens in a woman's body during this challenging change.
Not a mental problem, but it was just a kind of a depressing kind of time.
Joy Huggins describes how she felt going through menopause. It was a difficult time, especially when her periods became painful.
At that time, I wasn't aware of these alternatives, and mostly just hung in there until it was over.
Joy's menopause started when she was 46 years old. The average age is 51. Some of the more common symptoms include hot flashes, a tough time sleeping, mood swings, a lack of sexual desire, vaginal dryness, as well as irregular periods. For women who've had hysterectomies, their symptoms can be even more extreme because of a sudden drop in estrogen levels.
Just sort of miserable. People describe themselves as being unhappy, having difficulties at home, just really feeling like a different person almost.
Dr. Samina Nanda says there are some things you can do to make your change a bit easier. First of all, understand what's happening with your body. The older you get, the less estrogen your body produces. Become educated on the best treatment for you. Dr. Nanda recommends taking estrogen despite the controversy surrounding it.
If you put all those studies together, there is a slight increased risk of breast cancer, but it doesn't outweigh the risk of osteoporosis benefits from estrogen or for your heart benefits.
But Dr. Nanda says there's a third option, something the medical community is just starting to look into: natural hormones and herbal medicine.
But I've always had a mind to look at other things, and so that's what I did.
Instead of hormone replacement therapy, Joy opted for a natural remedy: Mexican yams.
The cycle was finished for a purpose, but I had no problem with taking minerals and nutrient supplements.
Among the alternative treatments, some women are using black cohosh for hot flashes, ginseng for forgetfulness, and St. John's wort for mood swings and depression.
It is not for everyone. I understand that. Many people believe absolutely in what is recommended by the doctor, and that is different types of synthetic medications. But for those who are not convinced, I would encourage them to look at the alternatives.
Now here's something else you should know. If you haven't had a hysterectomy and you're on estrogen, doctors say you should also be taking progesterone, which is another hormone. Otherwise, you increase your risk of uterine cancer. And speaking of progesterone, today the Food and Drug Administration approved a natural form of the hormone called promenorum. It's from yams. It's designed to help women suffering from amenorrhea, which means their periods have stopped for some reason. Researchers call it a significant milestone. They've discovered more evidence of a genetic link to alcoholism. In fact, they say many genes may be involved, and they actually interact with one another. And coming up tomorrow on Medical Breakthroughs, a very interesting story. We're going to be telling you about how a snail could help bring relief to people who have chronic pain. And next in Who's News, a rock and roll star will soon be singing the Jailhouse Blues. The latest on Tommy Lee is coming up.
Anything you can do, I can do better. I can do anything better than you. No, you can't. Yes, I can. No, you can't. Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Safari, the midsize van by GMC. It does what many vans can't.
Now get 1.9% APR GMEC financing on Safari at your Oklahoma City GMC dealers.
All wireless phones are
good in emergencies.
Happy birthday, Lucy.
But you'll use Voice Stream more because it's more affordable. 400 minutes, just $39.95.
Oh, nothing much. You?
And now get even more with weekends free.
That's nice. Can I call you back?
So get Voice Stream and get more from life.
It's time to hit the water, and that means the Auto and Boat Plaza of Edmond, your pontoon boat superstore. For fishing our lakes or cruising with the family, our boats are safe, easy to handle, and have features you won't find anywhere else, like our patented rear entry ladder for easy access in and out of the water, and our exclusive privacy closet for those quick changes. At the Auto and Boat Plaza of Edmond, you get twice the boat for half the price. And for sheer fun and exercise, check out our paddle boats. The Auto and Boat Plaza of Edmond, your pontoon boat superstore, 6th and Broadway, downtown Edmond.
Construction of Southwest Ford's new dealership is well underway at I-35 and I-240. And the moving sale prices at the old dealership just got better with 1.9% financing. Escort, Mustang, Contour, 1.9% financing. Rangers, Explorers, Windstar, 1.9% financing. Our moving sale prices plus 1.9% financing means one thing, absolutely the lowest prices in the state.
Get the bottom line every time, Southwest Ford.
Southwest 59th and Penn.
Hello, John. This is Mr. Griffin. Mr. Griffin, this is John. The reason...
Let's face it, you're not always clear on a cellular phone.
My daughter and your daughter and I...
But now there's Sprint PCS, the only nationwide all-digital network, for a new level of clarity.
I want to marry your daughter.
That's very nice. What number are you calling?
555-0681.
Sprint PCS, the clear alternative to cellular.
Well, Anadarko may be the next location for Hollywood filmmakers. Next week, Film Scouts tour the area for an upcoming movie about a steam engine. The movie's name hasn't been released yet, but Robert Redford is said to be involved.
That's worth a trip to Anadarko. Well, heavy metal drummer Tommy Lee will be doing the Bad Boy Boogie all the way to jail. Lee pled no contest to charges. He kicked his now ex-wife and former Baywatch star Pamela Anderson while she was holding their baby boy. Lee, who's a member of Motley Crue, has been sentenced to 6 months in jail and community service. Hello, Dolly star Carol Channing is calling her marriage quits. She says her husband of 41 years beat her, took her fortune, and had sex with her only twice. She decided to make the divorce public so that other women could know they could get out of bad marriages as well.
Well, Frank Sinatra was remembered today as a reckless rogue, sentimental fella who used his talent to charm the world.
And I will love you always.
And over 400 people, including Kirk Douglas, Liza Minnelli, and Nancy Reagan, were at his funeral in Beverly Hills today.
He was loved by everyone. He helped a lot of people.
I think his music will live on forever. He's a legend.
A plane flew over the church, carving a heart in the sky. Sinatra's casket, covered with gardenias, will be buried east of L.A. in a simple plot next to his parents.
Well, keep it here. Up next, Tim checks back in with your weather, plus a look at our top stories, including the latest on satellite lost in space and how it's affecting Oklahoma. But first, here's a look at Wall Street. The Dow Jones Industrials closed up 116 points today at 9,171.
After a long, hard day at work, wouldn't it be nice to come home and relax in a soothing Morgan Spa? Owning your own spa is affordable during Morgan Spa's factory clearance sale. Hurry, every spa is on sale, and you can relax with no money down and no payments for 90 days. Morgan has a spa and a payment to fit every family's budget. And don't forget, Morgan's famous buildings, pools, and RVs are also on sale during this factory clearance event. So don't miss this sale. Hurry to the Morgan location nearest you. Morgan Pools, RVs, Buildings, and Spas. Family fun since '61.
Do you consider yourself a good communicator? Are you looking for a great summer job with excellent pay and overtime opportunities? Would you like to utilize your customer service skills? If so, Hertz is interested in you joining our team. The Hertz Corporation is taking applications now for summer temporaries at their worldwide reservation center in Oklahoma City. If this is what you're looking for, call us at 405-749-3655.
Coming up on the next Vibe, check out Academy Award winner Warren Beatty.
If you'd had 2 kids in 7 months, you were an amazing man.
Well, you know, Viagra, you can do a lot of things with that boy. You can, boom, pop them out.
actress Paula J. Parker, and No Limit CEO Master P on the next Vibe.
Tonight at 10 on your Fox in Oklahoma City, Fox 25.
Pick your price. Sofas, $149.95, $199.95, $249.95, $299.95. Now at Oklahoma Discount Furniture. 2 great locations.
From our farm to our store, only Brahms gives you more. Only Brahms gives you so much more.
There's a lot more to a Brahms Strawberry Shortcake Sundae. Fresh pound cake from Brahms' own bakery. Brahms Premium Ice Cream. Strawberry topping, whipped cream, and a cherry. You always get so much more with a Strawberry Shortcake Sundae at your neighborhood Brahms.
Painkiller?
No.
Any last words?
No.
And what do you want on your tombstone?
Don't you mean in my tombstone?
What do you want in your tombstone? Cheese. New Tombstone Stuffed Crust Pizza with mozzarella inside that's always hot, always gooey. What do you want in your Tombstone Stuffed Crust Pizza?
More pizza? I'm stuffed.
The 9 o'clock news hour continues.
And here are the stories topping our news this evening.
Word just in from Indonesia. President Suharto has resigned and a new president, Habibie, has been sworn in. Plus, a communication satellite spinning out of its orbit has left 250,000 Oklahomans, lots of Americans too, including some emergency crews without paging.
Also, Metro lawmakers and postal officials agree to curb their push for mailboxes by the street. This ends a year of public debate and opposition over postal services.
The 7-Eleven convenience store chain is undergoing a partial buyout. Hundreds of the stores, including 5 in northeastern Oklahoma, have been purchased as part of a bankruptcy deal. The stores affected will soon become come and goes.
One Oklahoma City man is recovering tonight after suffering injuries during a thunderstorm this morning. Gene Stinson, a student at Oklahoma City Community College, suffered minor burns from a lightning strike that hit nearby. Stinson was walking on campus at the time he was hit. He has been treated and released from Southwest Medical Hospital.
Well, they said when that hit that it like just knocked him up in the air.
The thing I noticed when this thing approached this morning was all that lightning. There was a bunch of it out there, a couple of pops of thunder, and some rain showers.
And some hail, too, over where I live.
There was hail, but the thing we really want to concentrate on tonight is the fact that those were bonus.
Man, thank you for the bonus.
Well, I took a college, I don't know what they call it now, but I took a college course, perhaps you remember this, Jack. It was called Rhetoric. It's where you learn how to say a whole bunch without really saying anything. I knew I could be 2 things after that.
That was politics.
A TV weatherman or a politician. You know, here I am. I told the governor the other day.
You're going to run for office,
Another 5 years of this, I'll be ready to run for governor. By then, I'll be qualified, I'm telling you. Woo, I'll tell you, this bonus rain shower thing really gets me out of a lot of trouble. Back to the work here. Sneezograph. Now, what with all those showers and stuff, you'd think everything would be the back of the graph, but I think by tomorrow, some of this will have coming down because it got driven out of the sky by the rain. Anyway, grasses and trees way up the top of the chart. There's still a lot to sneeze about, sniffle out there. Please check with your favorite allergist and doctor to get all the answers to your questions. 29 degrees was the overnight low last night for the nation. Ruby Valley, Nevada, second night in a row. Back down there in southwest Texas under the sunshine, 106 degrees. Presidio, Texas. Summer is nigh at hand, so it would seem. There's the satellite picture. Boy, we had a tough time. I get 100% of my information off the Galaxy 4 satellite, or at least I did. We've switched over to Galaxy 3R. But it sounds like I know what I'm talking about. Anyway, one of those things up in the sky's got things bouncing off, and we're getting pictures again. This is the latest one. And look at that low out over the desert southwest. That one's coming this way, but it's not going to come anytime soon. I think we've got a couple of more hot, steamy days. That one comes through this weekend, gives us a slight chance of showers over the weekend. Yes, it does. And this is, of course, the holiday weekend. 92 for the high in Oklahoma City tomorrow. Friday up to 90 degrees. Another warm day Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. But that chance of showers will be with us this weekend. As we approach the weekend, we'll be checking that more closely. Well, we'll
whatever,
We'll check it even better by this weekend. We'll really check it out for you by the time we get to the weekend. Jack and Kirsten, take this away, will you please?
Galaxy 3R, we're in Studio 14C tonight. It's hard to keep all this straight. Coming up next on the 9 o'clock news, he once swept the streets of an amusement park, but now he's sweeping in millions just ahead. A success story made in Oklahoma.
The most award-winning brand of 4x4s has done it again.
Presenting Jeep Grand Cherokee, just named the sport utility with the highest owner loyalty. And now, with our Owner's Bonus program, select Chrysler, GM, and Ford customers can save an extra $500 on Grand Cherokee. Plus, get financing as low as 1.9%. No wonder, year after year, Grand Cherokee always winds up on top.
Check one out at your Jeep and Eagle dealer.
Hi, I'm Stacy, and this is Clarence. Meet our big boys. We'd like to welcome you to the Flying Bee Ranch, the most gorgeous ranch in Oklahoma. And we'd like to show you why we sell over 500 horses a year at the Flying Bee Ranch here in Beggs, Oklahoma. We have over 70 quarter horses and paints to choose from, including weanlings, yearlings, brood mares, and some outstanding studs. All of our horses are 100% sound. We have financing and no interest, and we're open 7 days a week.
Y'all come horse around with us here at the Flying Bee.
Ready to brighten up the house but don't want to pay those high prices for cabinets? Then come by Cabinet Outlet and get the best price on quality cabinets for the kitchen or bath. You can add the appearance and convenience that you want at a price you can really afford. Cabinet Outlet, 4625 Northwest 10th, your quality cabinet source.
Ready to get to work on that house? We have everything you need at Builder's Warehouse. From remodeling to new construction, we can furnish you with building products from floor to ceiling and everything in between. And it's all at Warehouse Direct prices that won't cramp your budget. Builder's Warehouse, we have everything you need.
Dodge Ram changed all the rules about what a pickup truck should be. And right now, your Oklahoma Dodge dealers have a special allocation of these rule-changing Rams, many with Magnum V6 engines, air conditioning, and lots more, all for just $199 a month. Plus, select customers get $500 owner's bonus cash. But this special allocation of Rams won't last. So see your friendly Oklahoma Dodge dealer now.
His career resembles a roller coaster ride that just keeps going faster and faster and getting higher and higher.
And for the boy who loved roller coasters, Premier Parks President Gary Story has created a career dreams are made of. He now oversees the largest amusement park company in the world. And though he wasn't born in our state, no one can deny Gary Story's career has been made in Oklahoma.
One of the great things about our parks is they're never finished. They're works in progress. Theme parks are always looking for new innovation, new rides. I guess I have the ideal job from my own perspective because I love to go out and test all the new rides and ride the new roller coasters and imagine what can be next.
He may be soft-spoken, but Premier Parks President and CEO Gary Story's life has been on a fast track from the very first day he went to work for an amusement park.
Gary Story's career in the amusement park business started at the early age of 16. He took a summer job at Six Flags. It wasn't much of a job to begin with. His duties were to sweep the streets throughout the park.
I fell in love with the business virtually from the day I began. It was the product of fun, which when fun is your product, it's contagious, and it just swept me up, pardon the pun, into the business right from the beginning.
Story spent 10 years working his way up the Six Flags ladder, then headed to Mexico City to help run a park there. Several years later, he was hired in Sydney, Australia as the general manager of a park there.
They would ask me questions about things I had no business giving them answers to, but, they thought since I was from a U.S. park that, I must know something, so.
It worked.
It worked.
But Story was longing to return to America, and in 1983, he accepted the job as general manager of Oklahoma City's Frontier City. But arriving at the park, he was devastated to find it run down and in shambles.
When I first walked in, which was a cold winter day, I looked around and saw the park and the condition, and I sat down on a park bench and almost started crying. I had left Australia in the middle of summer when obviously everything was green and beautiful, and arrived to Frontier City in the middle of winter and, was greeted by the screen doors and, general condition of the park at that point.
Story agreed to work at Frontier City only for 6 months to try and turn it around. But progress went so well that he stayed on, and in 1990, Gary Story bought the park. That began a 6-year corporate coup. In '92, Story and his partners bought another park in Washington, then 3 more U.S. parks in 1995 and several others in 1996. Then last fall, Story's Premier Parks made a bid on Six Flags over Texas. When that deal fell through, Story's company pulled off the ultimate deal. They bought the entire Six Flags chain. Today, Premier Parks is the largest amusement park company in the world, based right here in Oklahoma City.
Obviously, Oklahoma City is a base, I think, surprises a number of people. They'll say, oh, you're based in Oklahoma City. You know, I love Oklahoma City. I've put my roots down here. My children have been born here, and so this is a fine home for us.
From street sweeper to amusement park tycoon, Gary Story's life now inspires others within his own company.
Yeah, it makes me feel like if somebody else can start off like this, you know, you feel like it's worthwhile if you can shoot for a goal like that.
When you're out here sweeping, do you ever think about possibly running or owning a park like this?
Yeah, like every time.
Do you think you can do it?
Yeah. Take a lot of hard work, though.
There's virtually nothing I'd rather do than work in this industry, work in this business.
Makes you wonder if there may be some people who used to tell him where to sweep who now say, yes, sir, Mr. Story. Gary still, you heard, likes to be the first to test out new rides. And hey, here's the teaser. He promises there are going to be some new attractions headed to Frontier City.
Can't wait for that. Boy, quite a success story. Amazing.
That's good to see.
Gives you inspiration.
Yeah, let's go do it. Yeah.
Another guy who gives us inspiration every single night, Mr. Mike Steele.
Thank you very much. We're going to talk about what's going on with Latrell Sprewell. He is suing the NBA. My uncle is not happy about it. Plus, the Sooners and the Cowboys get ready for regional action. Cowboys worked out today in Wichita. We'll tell you how they feel about their opener coming up. Plus, we'll tell you about the Sooners as they get ready for their opener against Delaware. Stay with us. Sports coming up next.
Americans speak out on a $500 billion tax increase on tobacco.
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of zeros. $500 billion. We don't need any more taxation.
I think enough is enough.
The government's wacky.
It is wacky.
It's just going to end up hurting everybody. What are you going to do with the $500 billion?
Once the government gets their hands on money, you have pork barrel this, you have pork barrel that.
They just tax us too much and they spend too much.
It does not make any sense. No, it doesn't.
Contact your senators at 1-800-343-3222.
What has been your experience working with Feist?
It has been very easy for Cameron Ashley Building Products to work with Feist directories. The rep will fax me the copies I need, the copy of the ad. I will generally just fax it back to him and sign the contract, so it's been a very easy relationship, and it always comes out like the way he says it will, and then I can go on and get on with my business.
Fox 25 results in a flash from Remington Park. Catch the Remington Report later tonight at 2 a.m.
Heat. The humidity when I sweat, it causes male itch, and I like to use Gold Bond medicated powder to soothe that itch.
Triple Action Gold Bond medicates, absorbs, and soothes.
I use Gold Bond all the time. I love it.
Triple Action Gold Bond. More than a powder, it's medication.
Arthritis, backache, sore muscles. Give pain the 1-2 punch with Icy Hot. It goes on icy to dull the pain, then gets hot to relax it away. Right back. Give your pain the 1-2 punch and knock out pain with Icy Hot.
One reason to shop at Beautyco is the great selection of professional quality beauty supplies. At Beautyco, we're focused on bringing you the newest and best in salon quality products. That's why over 1 million Oklahoma customers choose Beautyco each year. You'll find an amazing selection of quality shampoos, conditioners, hairsprays, lotions, and everything for great-looking nails. And many products that'll have you saying, this is just what I need. You can trust Beautyco for great products and great service. Visit us soon at Beautyco, where the professionals shop, and so can you.
Mike Steele Sports is brought to you tonight by Golf Etc.
Good Wednesday evening, everybody. The Sooners and Cowboys open regional play tomorrow in the NCAA baseball tournament. The Pokes will play Georgia Tech in Wichita, Kansas tomorrow afternoon. Cowboys worked out this afternoon at Wichita State University. Now, one of the things they'll have to deal with is the turf infield on the Shockers diamond, but the team feels confident they can make a run at winning this regional.
I feel good.
a great atmosphere out here, and I think we got 6 quality teams in this regional, and probably one of the toughest in the country. But I'm gonna have a good dinner tonight. Relax, just stay in my room. Just do what I normally do before a start, and hopefully it'll be, good experience and things will go well for this team.
I'm excited, real excited about it. It's nice to get out here and spend a little time on this field and get used to it a little bit. And I think we're all just really, relaxed and staying pretty focused here, and just pretty excited about tomorrow and getting it started. And a lot of good teams out here.
And I believe all along that our pitching was good enough to get to Omaha, and now it's your chance to prove it. You either are or you aren't. And Georgia Tech is our first major obstacle.
Here is the lineup tomorrow at the Midwest Regional. Arizona State and Arkansas get it started at noon. And the Cowboys and the Yellow Jackets at 3, the nightcap. Wichita State, the #1 seed against Southeast Missouri State. The man who is the mentor for OSU coach Tom Holliday is getting back in the baseball business. Former Cowboy coach Gary Ward will be named the new head man at NEO A&M Junior College Miami later this week. Now, Ward helped take the O-State program to one of the nation's top levels during his years in Stillwater. He resigned as OSU's coach 2 years ago, mainly due to health problems from a bad back. But Ward will return as the NEO coach and will have the option of not traveling with the team on long road trips due to his back condition. Sooners open regional play early tomorrow morning, really early, 10 a.m. Oklahoma time in the Atlantic 2 bracket against Delaware. OU faces a tough road if they're going to get to Omaha. But Larry Koshel doesn't expect his veteran team to feel any pressure playing in the regional tournament.
Some teams, that will be a little nervous. This team will not play that way. And after playing in 3 of the Bedlam series and the Big 12 in front of the crowds, we get to Florida, there's going to be the first ball game, maybe 1,500 people. There's not going to be intimidation there. The only intimidation is going to come from the guy on the mound, maybe. But this team is a team that can play like our 94, 95 team in big games because they're mature.
Sounds pretty confident. The Sooners and the Blue Hens at 10 a.m. tomorrow in Tallahassee. Then it's Auburn and Rutgers at 1 at 6 o'clock. The nightcap, FSU and Liberty. Women's College World Series opens up tomorrow right here in Oklahoma City at Hall of Fame Stadium. And the good news for OSU fans, the Cowgirls are one of the 8 teams in the field. The bad news, they open up the tournament against a very tough opponent. The Cowgirls play their first game of the tournament tomorrow at noon against defending NCAA champion and top seed Arizona. They're only 64-3 on the year. Sandy Fisher's 8th-seeded Cowgirls are a good ball club. They come in 40-17 on the season, but Arizona, the defending champions. Here's the lineup for tomorrow at Hall of Fame Stadium. It'll be Oklahoma State and Arizona at noon, then UMass and Washington at 2:30, Michigan and Texas at 6, 8:30, the nightcap, Fresno State and Nebraska. Let's check out some Major League Baseball tonight. They had rumble in the Bronx, too, last night. The Orioles and the Yankees. Tino Martinez still smiling this evening. The Yanks down 1-0 against Jimmy Key in the first. Derek Jeter, the young shortstop of the Bronx Bombers, takes it off the left center field wall right here. The Yankees will score a run to tie it right here at 1 apiece, and they would go on to win this game tonight by a final of 9-6. The Orioles are in big trouble in that division, folks. Let's tell you how the Rangers are doing against Seattle. They trail the M's 7-6 in the 7th inning. The Red Hawks are playing tonight in Salt Lake. They lead 3-1 there in the 7th. The man who choked his coach and threatened to kill him is now suing the NBA and that team for damages. Former Golden State Warriors swingman Latrell Sprewell announced today he's suing the NBA for back pay after the league suspended him for 1 year for his altercation with coach P.J. Carlesimo. The suit seeking $6.4 million.
Is this about money? Latrell wanted me to reserve the response, which I think you'll be impressed with when you hear it from him personally.
The problem with Latrell Sprewell can be easily explained. He's a street punk. Just because you give a guy $32 million, boy, doesn't mean you teach him anything about life.
I think my uncle expressing the opinion of fans everywhere. And back to baseball, where the commissioner's office levied fines against the players involved in Rumble in the Bronx 2 last night. And again, that was Baltimore and the Yankees. O's reliever Armando Benitez getting an 8-game suspension. Also, Tino Martinez was hit with a pitch. Darryl Strawberry, Graham Lloyd hit with 3-game suspensions. That was a pretty nasty fight last night in New York City.
It was unbelievable.
No Jackie Chan in this Rumble in the Bronx.
Millionaire brawl there, yeah.
All righty, thank you, Mike. Well, coming up, a new way to play a familiar game will leave you hopping. For more, we'll show you this unique spin on an old favorite just ahead.
Hi, I'm Tiger Duvall. Okay, my name is Tom, and with Maxine, we are the owners of Golf Etc. Edmonton. If you're looking for custom clubs or club repair, Golf Etc. is the place to go. If you want a computerized swing analysis, come to Golf Etc. If you're looking for name brand clubs, equipment, accessories, and very unique gifts, think of Golf Etc. We wish you fairways, greens, and no free putts. Thank you.
Okay, and stretch, and bend, and stretch.
Unlike ordinary pickles, Clausen just won't bend.
Everybody, stretch, and bend.
When it comes to taste, we make them cold and keep them cold. So enjoy the cold snap of Clausen.
This is my fantasy. Cheesecake in a perfect little cup, perhaps with blueberry. Yeah, sweet blueberry. It's my fantasy, isn't it?
New Jell-O blueberry cheesecake snacks. Smile more.
Coming up on the next Vibe, check out Academy Award winner Warren Beatty.
If you'd had 2 kids in 7 months, you were an amazing man.
Well, you know, Viagra, you can do a lot of things with that boy. You can, boom, pop them out.
Actress Paula J. Parker and No Limit CEO Master P on the next Vibe.
Tonight at 10 on your Fox in Oklahoma City, Fox 25.
Take even bigger, better discount.
Adventure's historic
going out of business.
Final liquidation.
Right now, take brand new Sacrifice savings.
Of at least 20% off every item in every corner of every Venture store.
At least 20.
And up to 60% off store-wide.
Take an amazing 60% off all fine jewelry.
Then, Thursday through Monday, take an extra 20% off.
Save 25% off all clothing and watches.
And 20 to 60% off everything else.
Only in one place.
You know where.
Venture's going out of business.
Final sale.
Join Puff Daddy, Celine Dion, Lisa Nicole Carson, Will Smith, plus a rare performance by the artist.
Thursday at 7 on your Fox in Oklahoma City, Fox 25.
Some San Antonio kids jumping at the chance to compete in a national jump rope competition.
That's right. They've practiced hard all year long, and now it's time for the big payoff. But there's a catch. This jump rope is alive. Jumpers skip over an 8-year-old boy as he's twirled through the air.
We're going to do that with Tim. The jumping's been such a hit, the group plans to take their act to Florida later this year. You're tall enough 2 of us could jump over you.
I think he's done that on Kids Cast once.
No, about the only jumping I ever do is I jump quickly to the bathroom about every morning. Other than that, I stay on firm ground. Hey, the same thing tomorrow. It's going to be lots of sunshine, be a temperature high of about 92, humidity to match, and if we get some bonus showers, I'd be very surprised. But we might.
You never know.
I don't think so.
We'll jump through some hoops tomorrow. Join us then. Bye.
Good night.